It's going great. I'm currently filming it.
I will stop recording now. Elizabeth? Elizabeth?
This is Detective Zerykier. Somehow, Detective Zerykier found 4 suspects who all carry pens behind their ears. He determined that one of those pens had to have written the ransom note. To find the culprit, he decided to use a technique called chromatography to compare the ink from the pens against the ink on the ransom note. Chromatography is one common way chemists can separate mixtures of chemicals, such as the different chemicals in pen ink. Though the name sounds fancy, it works by a simple principle. Imagine this. A mixture of large and small rocks lies in a riverbed. When the water comes, the rocks are pushed by the water. The small rocks move faster while the larger rocks move slower. This separates the large rocks and the small rocks. Chromatography works similarly. Every form of chromatography involves 2 components. The mobile phase is just like the water in the river. It allows the particles to move. The stationary phase is like the riverbed. It slows down the movement of particles so we can separate them according to their properties. Detective Zerykier knows that all 4 pens contain different kinds of ink, which means that they will separate differently. He will then compare the ink separation to the ink separation on the ransom note and determine which pen wrote that ransom note. Now, before Detective Zerykier begins, he makes sure he has his lab coat, his safety glasses, and gloves since he will be working with dihydrogen monoxide. He then takes a strip of filter paper and uses each of the markers to draw dots on the same line. Now, he places the bottom of the filter paper into a dish of water, making sure that the water does not touch the ink. An effect known as capillary action pulls the water up the strip of filter paper. Different pigments move up the strip at various speeds due to their distinct properties, so that the different pigments are separated.
Time-lapse. Editor, please. Whoever ends up editing this, please speed this up a lot. Now, interestingly, our ink from Suspect 1 has not moved at all.
He will now compare the ink separation to the ink separation on the ransom note.